Yeah, Dr. Ashraf, you can. If you want to share your slide,
Bismillah
so we can.
ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. As I have been introduced already, my name is Dr. Mohammad Ashraf and I am the part of internal medicine team in the College of Medicine, Shagra University. And first of all, it's my honor and pleasure to be here in this online webinar. And I am thankful to the organizers who gave me this great opportunity to share my small input in this webinar. I'm not sure about the impact of this small presentation in the treatment and prevention of COVID-19, but I'm sure and I'm convinced about one very important aspect of human life, and that is saving one life is like saving the whole humanity. And this is one aspect. This very one important aspect is enough for me, for my motivation to be here in this webinar. And I hope that this tiny effort of mine towards the achievement of this great goal to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic will come up to the expectation of this honorable forum. So I will share my screen with you people so that we can go with our presentation. Having any one of the following features or characteristics: providing direct care without proper personal protective equipment for COVID-19 patients, and staying in the same close environment of a COVID-19 patient, including workplace, classroom, household, or gathering. Number three, traveling together in a close proximity, that is 1 meter distance, with COVID-19 patient in any kind of conveyance. It may be a car, it may be a train, it may be an aeroplane, within a day, 14-day period after the onset of symptoms in the case under consideration. So all these cases will be called as contacts. Then confirmed case, it is easy, but it is also tricky one. A person with laboratory confirmation of COVID-19 infection, irrespective of clinical signs and symptoms. As one of my colleagues already explained in one of the slides, that the window period, that is one thing, that the patient may be a case, but he is asymptomatic. And but if we do the test, so this patient can be confirmed by the laboratory diagnosis. So because more than 80% of the patients are either asymptomatic or they are having just mild symptoms. So if anybody, the confirmed case is by laboratory diagnosis. If reverse transcriptase PCR is positive, so whether they are symptomatic or asymptomatic, we will declare them as confirmed cases of COVID-19. Then when the patients are confirmed, once they are confirmed, so what is the next to further categorize them according to the severity of the confirmed cases. So as I mentioned, that most of these cases fall in the mild category, or some patients are asymptomatic, but most of the patients, fortunately, they are having mild symptoms. So patients with uncomplicated upper respiratory tract viral infection may have non-specific symptoms such as fever, fatigue, cough. And more than 81% of the COVID-19 patients fall in this category. Then pneumonia, or we can call it a moderate case, adult with pneumonia, but no signs of severe pneumonia and no need of supplemental oxygen. So they do not need any supplemental oxygen. So we also categorize them as moderate cases or just a pneumonia case. Then the third severity is severe pneumonia. Adolescents or adults having fever or suspected respiratory infection plus one of these signs or symptoms. The respiratory rate is more than 30 breaths per minute, severe respiratory distress, and the partial pressure of oxygen is less than 93% on room air. So then acute respiratory distress syndrome, new or worsening respiratory symptoms, chest imaging, radiograph, CT scan, or lung ultrasound show bilateral lung infiltrates in the acute respiratory distress syndrome. And unfortunately, usually these patients will need supportive care inside the hospital, and in the high dependency unit like intensive care unit. And these are the cases which we call it critically ill patients. And but again, fortunately, these critically ill patients are just 5% of the total cases, confirmed cases, which are reported, which land up in this critically ill condition and need ICU care. And further, we can go further, the critically ill patients who develop the shock, who develop the multi-organ failure. So they should be particularly taken care of in the ICU setting to save their life. And they usually need the supportive care like ventilatory support, as well as fluids should also be given, and other specific treatment should be given in the ICU setting. So now coming to the triage, first of all, what is triage? Triage, it is rapid assessment of patients coming to healthcare facility. And basically this triage is used in the war situations when a lot of casualties are coming to the hospital and the healthcare people at the healthcare facility want to categorize and classify these patients into two, three things. For example, who need the urgent care to save their life. Secondly, where these patients should be treated, for example, in the wards, in the emergency setting, or in the ICU setting, or they should be taken to the operation theater. The third, which type of the treatment should be given to these patients. So, but here now this triage, which I am going to discuss, is not for the war time. It is basically for the peace time, but we are dealing this pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, on war footing. And that is the reason that this triage has been developed by so many countries, including CDC and including WHO. And the aim of this triage is to categorize and classify cases of COVID-19 into different categories, as we explained in the definitions of the cases. So the another aim is determine priority of need and proper place of treatment, that whether these patients need the treatment or not. If they need the treatment, then what type of treatment should be given, and then place of the treatment, where they should be kept, or whether they should be kept in the ward or they should be kept in the ICU, depending upon the severity of the condition. During infectious disease outbreaks, triage is particularly important to separate patients likely to be infected with the pathogen of concern. This triage SOP